All right, here's 3 quick tips that you should set up on your Openclaw AI assistant. I'm gonna give you a brief overview of how I've been using Openclaw. So without squirrel ado, let's build. All right, so tip number 1, it's the least exciting, but it's the most important. It's backups. It's making sure that you have a routine, at least once a day backup to a private GitHub repository. So set up a GitHub account if you don't already have one, create a new repository, make sure it's private, save the link, the HTTPS link, and feed it into your Openclaw bot and say, hey, I want to set up automated backups on a daily basis. You specify the frequency, but what's cool about this is if something happens to your hardware, you can restore onto a fresh Openclaw bot. And it works because I've tested it. I had an issue occur with one of my VMs and I was able to restore it almost seamlessly. It just took a little bit of time. It's wonderful. I highly recommend set up automated backups. Now, number 2, Cron Jobs, AKA fancy word for schedule, right? This is my current list of scheduled jobs. Every night I have it do research for the next $1 billion company. I then have it build an MVP, host it locally, and include it in my daily brief. So every morning I can play with a new tool that it has built for me based off of research that it scrapes from X, LinkedIn, and Reddit, right? Pretty fun. As you can see, here's my GitHub backup. I have this for Clearmud-OS, which I'm about to give you just a quick overview of. So my whole point of mentioning this though is, using it as an assistant, asking it questions, getting an answer, asking it to do things, getting the result, that's great. But the real power here lies in the bigger picture, in your imagination, in do this while I'm sleeping, or do this every hour, or do this every 24 hours. It is a game changer and it does it all autonomously. Now, one little trick, one important note here is when you first set up a cron job, you can just talk to it and set it up that way. You want to make sure that it's an isolated session. Otherwise, if it uses the main session, I noticed on my first day of trying to schedule things, they just timed out. They actually didn't trigger. And the trick is it's going to spin up an isolated session no matter what. So if you don't have a main session active, right? Because in the middle of the night, I'm generally not awake at 3, 4, and 5 in the morning. I had to create isolated session cron jobs. Just in plain English, tell Openclaw, please create an isolated session cron job for X, Y, and Z, and it'll do it. So tip number 3, self-improvement. Now, as you can see here on the screen, this is what's called Muddy-OS. My primary bot is called Muddy, right? And I had this thought of, I created my own operating system in Clearmud, right? Which helps me power this channel, generate ideas, write scripts, generate copy from those long form YouTube videos, generate optimized SEO subscriptions, timestamped, copy pasted tags, blogs, newsletters, you get the picture, right? And I had the thought of like, hey, create your own OS, right? I want a dashboard that that you created that allows me to view everything you do on a daily and weekly basis. So as you can see here, I get a morning report of what services are operational, what's the latest brief, what the overnight activity was. And then I have, this is something it incorporated last night, but waiting on my decision, right? Things that are blocked by me. I have a little go for it or X right here that if I press this rocket, it immediately spins up a sub-agent and starts working on that task. Amazing. I then have a brain, right? This shows my briefs in the brain. It shows memory. It shows all important files and documents that we create with a markdown renderer here. It has all of our automations in here. It has all of our projects in here that I can click on to view, right? I can then view this markdown that's associated with that. And it's been doing this. I gave it a few rules, right? It has every session here, so I can search keywords from our session to try to pull that data. And then it has our file tree here for our workspace. So And this built this itself autonomously. I have given it certain suggestions, sure, but every night it improves its own OS on top of everything else I have it do. It's amazing. So I highly recommend give your bot its own personality, tell it to create its own operating system and improve it every single night. Now, here's my mission control, right? It shows me all the active sessions. It shows me what models I'm using. I've been playing with a lot of different models. As of now, I'm just using Claude-Opus 4.5 and Nano Banana Pro. I will be incorporating Gemini CLI tomorrow, as well as Codex very, very soon. And then I also have an org chart. I'll give you a sneak peek. I'm building out a team of AI agents to run Clearmud and all of my underlying projects and products that we launch here. And, you know, this is early in the stages, but I had it create an org chart so I can visualize everything, because it's easy to talk to your Openclaw bot and kind of get lost with everything you talked about, right? So Muddy-OS is a place for it to update everything we discuss, all the improvements that we make. I have a marketing division. This isn't set up yet. I have a product division. Sub-agents aren't set up yet. I have a social media division. I set up Hype last night. Hype is my LinkedIn growth agent. It has access to my LinkedIn account. Every time I post a YouTube long form URL, it will analyze the voice, just like my repurpose OS I built here on the channel a while back, which is now called Video to Social. It then writes its favorite LinkedIn post there. I'm going to soon incorporate infographic generation through Nano Banana Pro. It's amazing, right? So this is a place for me to see, okay, what agents are tied to what? Is it working yet? Okay, this is something that I need to vibe with my agent to slowly build out, right? So as you can see, here's my org chart. What's even more amazing is, okay, I'll give you one other thing. I built out this Clearmud Discord. It'll be live very, very soon. It did it all for me. I first had to set up the access. I talked to it through the assistant and it set everything up. It has its own sub-agents with cron jobs that will check in for new posts. It'll welcome new introductions, anybody new who joins the server. I also have, you know, my own direct line to Muddy in here, as well as Telegram, as well as the dashboard. So yeah, I mean, the sky is the limit. I just wanted to kind of show off my system to show you what I'm building and how I'm using it. And Clearmud-OS, all of these tools that you see here, I've built out on this channel in videos via Claude Code. I just imported all of those project folders and I said, combine this all into one OS based off of this template, right? Based off of, I created this front end one day on, I believe it was a live stream, and I fell in love with it. So it was from the video to social part here. And I also have a self-improvement cron job overnight where it says, surprise me with something new that'll improve Clearmud-OS. Last night, you want to see what it did? It created a sponsor hub because I've been getting people, you know, brands reaching out to me, asking me to make videos. And I don't have a media kit. I don't have a rate card. I don't have, you know, pitch ideas for when I want to start reaching out to brands. It surprised me with everything. I need to get a live feed to make sure the subscribers, you know, synchronize real time, but it generated a rate card for me. It generated a pitch generator, depending on what the company is, right? If it's a SaaS product I want to talk to, it gives me an email template in my voice, right? For all of these. And then it has an outreach tracker when I start doing the outreach. I'm prepping for this, right? I'm not focused on that right now, but it's something that's in the works, right? I do want to start working with brands. So something else it built the other day was this content library, which I thought was nifty. I'm not using it yet, but we're going to improve on it. This listener as well. This, yeah, listen, this video is not about Clearmud-OS. So I hope you're as excited as I am. I hope your brain is turning. I mean, Openclaw is amazing. The sky is the limit. It's what do you want to get out of it? It can literally do anything. You just need to work with it. I have fed it so much context about my background since I was 6 years old. my professional background, my personal background, things I like to do, things I've learned, things I've accomplished, businesses I've formed, where I've worked, my experience, my strengths, my weaknesses. I shared everything about Clearmud's short-term vision, right? Medium-term, and then long-term vision for the brand. I'm just feeding it as much context as possible. And as you can see with the org chart, you know, I'm structuring it in a way where Muddy is my COO. So this is a one-person company, and it's going to stay this way for as long as possible until it makes sense to hire people. I think in the very near future, I'm going to have a video editor all automated. I'll have a thumbnail generator. While that can be automated, it's not perfect, so I still do that. But yeah, I hope you found some value in today's video. Now, I'm not an AI expert. I'm building in public and sharing what actually works. If you'd like to see me make a particular video around a specific topic, drop a comment below. Let me know who you are, what you do, who your target audience is, and what your question is, and I will add a video to my queue, custom tailored just for you. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. My name is Marcelo. This is Clearmud, and clarity matters.